we got Himawari and Kurama greatness, where she apparently surpasses even Daddy Naruto. A crazy death that made me scream out when I saw it. We see Sarada and her Sharingan in action, and more in this insane chapter of Boruto, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Arguably, Baryon Mode Naruto was peak Boruto so far, but I don't know if it's ever been this good since then. If you agree and want to keep the Boruto videos coming, channel the Kage within and smash that like button to let me know. Make this the video you join the Leaf Village by subscribing and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss future Boruto videos and updates. And now, without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. So we get a cool cover art to start off this chapter of Boruto Shippuden, aka 2 Blue Vortex, and it's obviously capitalizing on the hype return of Kurama that we covered last chapter. I gotta say, I love this duo of Kurama and Himawari. Yes, maybe some Naruto fans will be upset, but this series is called Boruto, and it's about the next generation. So we can complain like people who wanted more Minato time and less Naruto time when Naruto was airing, or we can continue to appreciate the original Naruto while also accepting that this is not supposed to be Naruto's story. Generations age, new ones come in, and I like seeing Boruto and Himawari stepping up and getting honestly insanely strong, as we'll see in this chapter. So we start where we left off last chapter, with Himawari's group trying to escape on a drawn bird. Jura says you should know by now that there is no way you can escape. They must wish to move to the battlefield to prevent destruction of their village. Reinforcements arrive in the form of Konohamaru and others. They confirm that there are 2 intruders to Hokage Shikamaru, but we all know we can't expect them to accomplish much here. Konohamaru reports back that Team 10 is nowhere to be found. Shikamaru is on top of it though, saying they are safe for now and are luring out the enemy. He doesn't know why, but he does know that their target is Himawari. He says the Sensory Division will share the location and assist Team 10's movements. Hokage Shikamaru also tells Kawaki to not worry about Boruto since the intruders seem hostile to him too. Thus they can make use of his power for now. Kawaki showing that he does in fact care about Himawari, despite being obsessed with Boruto last chapter, says if Himawari was in danger, you should have said that sooner, damn it. And to his credit, he does seem to head right over to the rescue, and Delta is not far behind, saying no way I'll let you leave me behind. We then see that Boruto, who bailed because of some Otsutsuki problems last chapter, is talking with Shikamaru. The current Hokage asks him if he's alright and what happened. For now, it seems like Boruto is being told to take some rest, but I hope that's not what he actually does. I want to see him show up to help Himawari as soon as possible. So I'm really hoping this Otsutsuki might take control thing is not gonna be a constant issue preventing Boruto from doing stuff. Hopefully this works itself out sooner than later. We then jump to Sasuke clone aka Hidari. Jura goes after Himawari while Hidari stays to quote-unquote talk with Konohamaru and friends. He tries to hear them out as Jura suggested and asks if they have business with him and Jura. Our guys are hilariously confused, saying, "Don't you get it? You're a trespasser." Then it turns out that this Sasuke clone in front of them fully matches Sasuke's chakra data, so much so that they thought it was Sasuke himself. They could not see any difference from the sensory team's perspective. Konohamaru is just like, what the heck's going on? And that is the strength of Boruto right now as a series. A lot of crazy, interesting stuff is happening at once. You really feel the momentum building. It's a good time to be a Boruto reader for sure. Anyways, Hidari is waiting for an answer saying, are my ears faulty or are you straight up stupid? And then we get another crazy aspect to this chapter. Sarada actually shows up and comes face to face with Hidari, the clone of her father. He immediately recognizes her as Uchiha Sarada and makes his move. He uses the claws to appear behind her and attacks with the Chidori itself. Sarada activates her Sharingan and, to her credit, dodges while counterattacking with her own Chidori. And Hidari actually falls to his knees. Sarada then points out, "That was Chidori. That's my and Papa's jutsu. You, who are you?" And as they are staring at each other, we cut to another scene. And usually, since this is exciting stuff right here, we might be upset about this cut. But it's a testament to how good Boruto is right now that we cut to an even more hype part, Himawari and Kurama. So here we go. We return to the conversation between Himawari and Kurama. Kurama tells her to call him whatever she wishes, even QB, but of course, it makes sense for her to use Kurama after everything we've been through with him. Himawari clearly recognizes him, saying, "You're the one who was always with my dad, right? Why are you here? And where are we?" And although we know this space as fans, she doesn't, and Kurama explains they are nowhere. What you see is mere visualization of thoughts. We are conversing in each other's consciousness, because you and I are now one mind, one body. So yes, as I expected last chapter, this isn't a passing thing. It seems like Himawari already is the new nine-tailed Jinchuriki, and I'm on board for it. Smash that like button if you haven't already if you agree. We quickly jump to the outside perspective, and for everyone else, Himawari just looks like she's unconscious while Jura is gaining on them and their drawn bird. They say sensory unit hurry up, so just a quick reminder of the chase and stakes that are going on outside before we jump back to Himawari and Kurama's conversation. A shocked Himawari asks, why is this happening? And Kurama attempts to give us the answers we've been desperately wanting for a month. He says, as you say, in the past I was with your dad Uzumaki Naruto. On a side note, I like this that Kurama knows his past with Naruto. Part of me was worried it would be one of those the Nine Tails is reborn, but with a clean slate situations. I prefer that's still the Kurama we have come to know. After all, as a chakra beast, he can stay relevant as the generations pass the torch. And for us Kurama fans, it's hype to keep him in the story. Naruto is almost as much Kurama's story as it is Naruto's story. It's commented on how the light of his life was supposed to have gone out, but he says the death of us Biju is not eternal. Even if our bodies and souls perish, we will surely come back again. The essence will reappear and we will resurrect. It's not a stretch for me personally to accept this, since I felt the same way about chakra and chakra creatures. But I will say the manga made it feel pretty final during the Baryon mode Naruto fight. Let me know your thoughts about all this. Are you satisfied with this explanation for the return of Kurama? Let me know in the comments. For me personally, pretty much having Kurama back overrides the desire for a good explanation. But Kurama continues saying that yeah, he'd resurrect no matter how much time passes or when and where. He doesn't know anything else though. But then he adds, you're his daughter. To think how this world is truly unpredictable. Even he seems confused about what's fully happening, asking Himawari, were you born with a fragment of my chakra? Or the blood of Naruto and Hinata? Or is it fate? So it's like the mangaka doesn't want to give us specifics. He gives us some possibilities which sound plausible enough, but the implications ultimately it doesn't matter why. This is happening and Himawari has to hurry up and accept this situation. He says, we must keep moving forward, don't you agree? And Himawari says, I, Uzumaki Himawari, am pleased to meet you, Kurama. So with these words, she's pretty much saying she's on board. Kurama replies, now you're talking, Himawari. And so the great QB partnership of this generation begins, and it begins with a bang, as we'll see by the end of this chapter. Himawari is conscious again as Jura is gaining on them. Inojin is doing his best, but he's obviously outclassed here. Meanwhile, Himawari says, Kurama, do something, which is hilarious. Everyone else is pretty much like, we're glad you're conscious, but have you lost your mind? What are you talking about? Jura launches an attack that takes out a wing, and now they're dropping down. The fight is imminent. Chocho is the one who tells them to grab onto her, and she takes them to safety by pulling a Luffy, blowing herself up like a balloon, and taking the brunt of the crash landing. Cool to see everyone being useful in their own way like this, even if no one on this team is super overpowered or anything. Jura reiterates, I've said before, they're a good team. It'd be a shame to end them, but it can't be helped. You all chose this path. Meanwhile, Himawari is still screaming for Kurama to save them. And I love Kurama's response here. He says, quit being such a brat, Himawari. It seems even little sis Himawari is gonna have to grow up fast now. He explains, there's no one else to do this, just you. Whether my power is used or wasted, it all depends on you. So we can't expect Kurama to just take over her body and save the day as some might have expected, which is actually a good thing. Himawari will have to step up herself while having access to Kurama's well of power. Here's where things get really crazy. It's one thing to say Himawari is going to be the next nine-tailed Jinchuriki. It's a completely other thing to say what Kurama is about to say here. She asks, what do I do? And he says, I got it. Your chakra is greater than all of your predecessors. It's got a high affinity with my chakra. In that regard, you even surpass Uzumaki Naruto. So yes, in a sense, Himawari has already surpassed Naruto, and of course the implication here is that she has to reach her full potential, and that full potential will be even greater than the heights reached by Naruto. And although that's kind of expected for the new generation to surpass the previous one, since that's what keeps these Battle Shonen series interesting most of the time, it's still crazy to hear it so clearly, so early about Himawari, when it seems like we just recently, very recently, started viewing Himawari as a serious fighter at all. Kurama says now hurry and throw away those dumb preconceptions. Firstly, believe in yourself. It seems like you can't even do that. So here we have an interesting mix with potential that surpasses Naruto's and the kind of personality and lack of confidence we saw in Hinata early on in the series. Gonna love to see Himawari grow that confidence as we move forward like Hinata did, but of course with this power, it'll be even better to watch. As Shikadai is hoping for reinforcements, Himawari finally steps up and takes matters into her own hands. She shocks the others by running at Jura and launching a kick. If we thought she was gonna kick butt right away, then we were dead wrong. Jura casually stops her by grabbing her leg with one hand. He probably squeezes her leg hard and then drops her to the ground. Inojin screams her name as she's nursing her leg and thinking it's impossible for her, Inojin attacks. However, his drawing is quickly dealt with. Jura starts surrounding Himawari with one of his characteristic trees, saying she'll feel no pain, no fear. Eventually sensations will go away. The pain in her leg will leave soon. Inojin, and you gotta hand it to him, rushes in to help. He says don't mess with me, but gets wrecked as one might have expected, and in record time to boot. Still, you gotta respect his bravery. Himawari is begging Jura to stop and to let them go since they have nothing to do with this. Jura agrees and says their behavior is tough to grasp. But Inojin won't quit. He's on the floor but grabs Jura and says let her go, that child. Now here is the part that shocked me when I read it, and this doesn't happen often. Like, I actually made a sound and disturbed those around me. That's how much this caught me off guard. Jura penetrates Inojin with his attack, and it looks like a killing wound. The dude is impaled. It's crazy stuff. One of the worst wounds we've seen in Boruto, I think. Chocho and Shikadai react like I did, screaming, "No, Inojin." Himawari, seeing this with a watering eye, finally loses it. I love that anger makes me stronger classic shonen idea. While philosopher Jura is contemplating aesthetics, we see Himawari transform. She looks awesome, having taken on Kurama-like features, as we're used to Naruto taking on. Clearly, she's channeling his power effectively now. And I love the throwback to Naruto's mom Kushina, Himawari's grandmother. She also manifested this Ninetales-like hair when she got angry. So good to see them bring that back. Himawari says, stop it. She's angry now, and you love to see characters like her angry and ready to kick butt. Shikadai is shocked again, as is Chocho, with the sight of this new Himawari. Jura wonders about this sudden change, and Kurama laughs. He says, looks like you lost your temper. Take this. Let's see if we can cause some real chaos, Himawari. I love that line. And that is the epic cliffhanger of this chapter. It just took a Krillin getting killed on Namek and Goku turning Super Saiyan kind of situation to bring out her crazy powers. Now, since we don't have Dragon Balls and Inojin is so young and we know his parents, it would be way darker if he died here, and with these shonen series, you never know for sure. Like, often stuff should have killed someone, but then it doesn't. But come on, that was a killing wound right there if I ever saw one. We'll see though in what direction they take it. Let me know your thoughts. Is Inojin done for? Has Boruto become an incredibly dark series all of a sudden? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video about Himawari finally unlocking Kurama's power, then you won't want to miss my all 10-tailed beasts and their powers explained video, link on screen right now. Like and subscribe for more Boruto on this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.